Okay, what's up guys, it's another video. Welcome back to some more Blu-ray. In this video, I'm going to become the best Minecraft Bedwars player I can be. Now before the video starts, I will warn you all that I am doing this on Minecraft Pocket Edition. So if you don't like how Minecraft Pocket Edition looks, I recommend you click off the video right now. But if you're okay with how Minecraft Pocket Edition looks, you can continue watching this video. Now, my objective is to get 3 wins in Bedwars. I know it's not a lot, but I think it's the best I can be at Bedwars. Now with that said, let's get right into the video. Game 1 started and I went over to these iron and gold ingots which I found on the floor. Then I found some more and realized that they were spawning there. So then I went over to this villager, and when I tapped on him, he was selling upgrades for swords, armor, health, and then miners and other things. But they all costed diamonds, and I didn't have any. So I went over to another one, and when I tapped on him, he was selling wool. So I bought some wool. Now that I look back on it, I realized that I could have used some of these upgrades to allow me to probably win my first game, but I didn't. So then I continued to go over to my bed, but I built up a giant fortress because I felt too insecure knowing that if my bed was to break, I wouldn't be able to respawn. So I just continued building my giant fortress. Then I went over to the villager, got some more wool, and when I mean some more wool, I mean a lot more wool. Then I found this multi tab, which when I tapped on gave me swords. I picked up an iron sword because it was the only one I could afford. Then I saw yellow was bridging towards me, so I ran out trying to get him. I didn't use any of my blocks to try to hit him or anything, so I just stayed down there like a sitting duck, waiting for him to come towards me. But eventually, I built up, but when I did build up, it was on the wrong side, so I wasn't able to break anything. So I had to go all the way back down and build up a little bit more on the right side. And when I did break it, he ran over to my bed and tried breaking it. Luckily, good enough to break my bed, so that gave me an open space to go over to his bridge and break his bed. But right as that happened, he was already outside. I had an iron sword. But then I realized that red ended up breaking my bed. Now knowing that my bed was broken, obviously I felt very insecure and also very scared. So I built up and started running away. Eventually I saw red speed bridging so quickly. I realized he speed bridged to get away from yellow because he ended up breaking yellow's bed. And then yellow was pretty sad. Then I went over to the villager and I got some. I opened this utility tab which gave me a golden apple, TNT, fire charges which costed 40 iron. And then I just went back to the blocks and bought some more wool. Once I did that, I ran out, and after a while, I ended up falling off of one of the big things I went up on. I almost died. But then I saw that someone was near me. It ended up that Gray was near me. Now, I was obviously very scared, because if he was to kill me, I would die, or I would be dead. But luckily, he didn't realize I was there and he ran away. So then, for some reason, I was breaking this block. And then, apparently, you can't break blocks here. So then I wondered, where can I break blocks? And that ended up killing me. Curiosity killed me. And not the cat. Game 2 started, and like every other game, I went over, got the iron that I needed, went over to the villager which was selling wool. I got the wool, and then proceeded to make my way to my bed and built up a giant fortress around my bed, because I was still too scared for my bed to break. So I got some more wool, finished building my giant fortress around my bed, and even went on to build a weird pattern around my bed, which I thought would make it harder to break this bed. But then I realized out of nowhere, White came up, threw a piece of TNT, almost broke my bed, but luckily he fell off and got launched into the void from his own TNT. So then that allowed me to repair my bed. I was sad knowing that my bed got destroyed, but I was also happy that my bed wasn't destroyed. But then I picked up an iron sword, found White's bridge that he used to get over towards me with, ran towards him, and while trying to break his bed, which he was repairing, I was so close, but he ended up killing me before I was able to break his bed. I was so close, but I wasn't able to do it. So I went again, and this time he already realized I was there. So I dealt a little bit of damage, but I then fell into the void. Then I went again, hoping that this time I would be able to do it while he wasn't looking, because I built up and bridged towards him, and I thought that once he leaves, I would be able to break his bed and then possibly kill him. And after a while of just bridging towards him, I realized he actually ended up doing exactly what I thought. He was bridging towards Pink's bridge. But then, after waiting and waiting, he ended up finding out that I was there. So when I went over towards his bed, he was already there waiting for me to die, and I fell and died. But I was able to launch him off with me. I sacrificed myself, but still died. But then I respawned, got everything back, and his bed was already gone. So my only mission now was to kill him. And, well, he was enchanted armor, so I died instantly. And this repeated 2 more times, once where I was almost about to kill him, but I fell into the void and died. And the second time when I actually did kill him with my wood sword, but I ended up sacrificing myself, but he still died. But then my bed got destroyed from Yellow, so I built up hoping that Yellow wouldn't push me after he broke my bed. But then after a while I bridged up and fell on top of one of Pink's islands. So I bridged up, and then I found Yellow, hoping that I could deal some damage. But obviously he was fully enchanted and I died. I was very salty. Very, very, very salty. Game 3 started, and like every other game, I got my iron, and then I got my wool, obviously, to then build up a giant fortress around my bed. So I continued to build up my giant fortress around my bed, went back, got some more wool, and then continued to build the fortress, and this time was able to finish the patterns. I even had enough time to fill in the patterns and look around, make sure none of my neighbors were trying to push and kill me. So then I just continued doing it. But then eventually I just saw a piece of TNT fall. I had no idea where it came from, but then it exploded, leaving my bed exposed. And then another piece fell before I was able to stop it. But then blue came out of nowhere and destroyed my bed. As scared as I was, I built up, hoping that he wouldn't be able to launch me off and I would die. So I built up and up and up. But then I saw Blue's bridge. Ended up he bridged towards me when I wasn't looking and dropped a piece of TNT to break my bed. 2 pieces of TNT to break my bed. So then I continued to build up and up and up, but then I fell and died. I am so bad at this game. Game 4 started, and this game I was feeling different. I went over to the villager and got the same amount of wool, but this time I didn't build a fortress around my bed. I just asked myself, should I save my bed? What does the bed mean? Why do I need to respawn? What is death like? Why are we all afraid of death? How does it feel like?
The prophecy is true.
Then I died. Of being 14 years old. Game 5 started, and W. We win these. Game 6 started, and I Game 7 started, and, well, I went over, got my wool, finished building my giant fortress around my bed, got my iron, got a golden apple, and then my bed was destroyed by lime, and I was panicking and panicking. I used my gapple, and luckily that allowed me to eliminate lime. But obviously my bed was still destroyed, so I had to run away. So while trying to make my way over to his bridge, my game crashed. Game 8 started, and well, I went over to the villager, got my wool, continued to build my fortress. Then I made my way towards one of the other players, being Lime, and he was very, very OP with fully enchanted, but I was able to throw him off a cliff and died into the void. Then that allowed me to break his bed, and then all I need to do was kill him. But obviously, since I am garbage at this game, after trying and trying, he killed me with a wooden sword. I am so bad. Then I came at him again, and well, once again he was better than me, and I died. So I came at him again, and this time I fell into the void. I am hot garbage. Then Green just died because he just fell, I believe. So then that just left me and Red. So Red had these big pop-up towers, which I didn't know what I should do about, but I ended up just using them as a way to get across. And after a while, I made my way towards Red's base, but then he went on a bridge, which allowed me to break the platform, and he fell and died. So then that gave me open space to go over and break his bed. But he was already there, and since he was better than me anyway, he killed me. So I came at him again, obviously, and I fell into the void. Again. But then he ended up disconnecting. So that still counts as a W. Game 9 started, and well, I finished building my giant fortress, and then Red threw a piece of TNT at me, but I was able to kill him luckily before he was able to break my bed. So then I finished rebuilding my fortress and made my way towards Red. He ended up pushing me first again, but obviously since I had iron sword and he had a wood one, I was able to kill him. So then I instantly pushed towards his bed, running and getting some momentum by throwing blocks under me. But then obviously he spawned, and as I was still better than him, but still I had a disadvantage, and he still killed me somehow. So I came at him again, and even though he was at a disadvantage, I launched myself to the void. So then I ran at him again, and while he was distracted by probably buying blocks, I was able to break his bed. But he still launched me off to the edge of his island, which allowed him to launch me off into the void. So I came at him again, and this time he was bridging towards me, but then he got hit, and for some reason I went through him, hoping that I would be able to hit him, and then I was definitely confident that I would kill Red, but he bought himself some time by throwing a piece of TNT and ended up healing. And with my garbage aim, he ended up killing me. I am still the absolute worst. So I came at him again, and this time, while he had an iron sword, I was able to kill him with my wooden sword. It's just my luck, really. So then I went over, got his iron and gold, hoping that I could do something with it. So then after a while, it just left me and Yellow. And well, Yellow was very stacked, so he threw a fire charge, and I fell. I threw a fire charge at him, and it didn't do any damage, and I launched myself to the void anyways. So then I came at him again, and he had a bow this time, and ended up launching me through and into the void. So I came at him again, and this time you can see that he actually had an iron golem, but I fell this time too. So I came at him again, and then realized that the iron golem would push me wherever I would go, so I ended up luring it to its own death. So then he thought that the iron golem was protecting him, but really died, and he was distracted. So then that gave me some time to break the sandstone, which ended up taking forever because I never got a pickaxe. I am still the absolute worst player in Bedwars, but that's what this video is for me to get better. But then eventually I got in and broke his bed, and then I saw pieces of wall, and he was somehow behind me, and I ended up throwing a fire charge at him, hoping it would deal some damage, but didn't deal a single bit of damage, and obviously I ended up winning. But I was still happy knowing that I was able to break his bed. So I came at him again and somehow lured him onto a bridge, which if I was able to break by using my fire charge, he would die and I would win. So after a while, I just waited and waited, hoping that he would make his way through the bridge and try to hit me. And eventually, after a long time, he made his way through the bridge and allowed me to use the fire charge, and he fell and died. And I was so happy, but I didn't win yet. It ends up that the server was so bad and it was so laggy that he was still down there. So I had to wait for him to disconnect, and then once he did, I won. So yeah, we finally won, but he had to disconnect. And with that, I have become the best Minecraft Bedwars player I could have been. I know I didn't become the best Bedwars player, but it's the best I could be. Overall, it took me 9 games to win 3 games, 3.3 win rate. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you have, don't forget to like and subscribe. This video took a long time to record and edit, so if you were to like and subscribe, it would mean the world to me. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, and bye!